Okay, we are discussing conduction heat transfer. Conduction heat transfer. Today we'll discuss some concepts like overall heat transfer coefficient. What is conduction? Conduction heat transfer is governed by Fourier law of conduction. Fourier law of conduction. Conduction heat transfer is governed by Fourier law of conduction. Okay. It states that heat transfer is directly proportional to Q is proportional to delta T and area and inversely proportional to L. This proportionality constant, this we have discussed. I will make a lecture videos for them also. Okay, as well as they are available previously. Okay, Q is equal to Ka delta T divided by L. Okay, this is the expression for overall heat transfer, conduction heat transfer. Okay, this is the expression for conduction heat transfer. Okay, suppose if there is a convection heat transfer, convection heat transfer is given by Newton law of cooling. If there is a block like this, okay, if there is a block, if it is at a higher temperature, it is surrounded by a fluid, heat transfer takes place from the surface to the fluid by convection. There a term called as heat transfer coefficient will come into picture. Here heat transfer Q is equal to HA into delta T. HA into delta T. Okay, HA into delta T, that is convection heat transfer. Conduction heat transfer can be, this we can write like this also. Okay, this Q is equal to delta T divided by L divided by Ka. Delta T divided by L by Ka. This L by Ka is called as thermal resistance. It can be expressed in terms of like electrical analogy. It's electrical analogy. We know I is equal to P divided by R. Here I is electric current, P is electric potential, R is the electric resistance. In the similar way, heat transfer is equal to delta T divided by L by Ka. It can be expressed, this L by Ka is equal to R. It is L by Ka. Okay, it is a thermal resistance. In the similar way, convection heat transfer can also be expressed as Q is equal to delta T divided by 1 divided by HA. 1 by HA. This 1 by HA, this 1 by HA is convection thermal resistance divided by R. Okay, this R is equal to 1 divided by HA. Okay, this is again a thermal resistance. This is also a thermal resistance. This is thermal resistance when heat is convecting. This is thermal resistance when heat is conducting. Okay. Now, what I will do, if sometimes there will be both type of heat transfer. Okay, that we will discuss now. There will be convection, there will be conduction. Both type of heat transfer will be there. Okay, conduction will be there as well as convection will be there. If there is a block, okay, like this, or a wall of a furnace. If there is a wall of a furnace, inside, if it is at a higher temperature TH, outside is ambient temperature. What happens is, whatever the gas temperature inside will not be the surface temperature. Okay, because there will be a temperature difference. The amount of the temperature of the gases, if this is a furnace wall, okay, the temperature, ambient temperature will not be equal to temperature of the surface here. This is furnace wall of the, if you assume this as a furnace wall, sorry, this is a furnace wall. If inside gas temperature is TH, the surface temperature will not be TH. It will be less than that of the TH. Because heat transfer takes place, there will be some resistance for the heat transfer. Therefore, it will be, let it be T1, the inside surface temperature. Okay, let the temperature be here be T2. The surface temperature on the ambient side, let it be T2, and TA be the ambient temperature. There are two types of heat transfer here. There is a heat transfer from the gases to the surface here by convection, and there is heat transfer from this surface to the ambient by convection, and the heat transfer inside this wall takes place by conduction. Therefore, its electrical analogy here, there is convection, therefore there will be a convection heat transfer coefficient inside, and there is convection outside also, therefore there will be a convection heat transfer coefficient outside also. Okay, if I write its electrical analogy, okay, there is a temperature TH here, okay, and there is a resistance due to the convection, and after that resistance there will be drop in temperature, and the temperature of the inside wall, let it be T1, okay, and let the there is a convection heat transfer coefficient, heat transfer from the inside air to the wall, therefore there is a convection heat transfer coefficient HI. After that, heat will flow from through the conduction, heat will flow in the wall. It is a solid wall, therefore heat flows through conduction. Let R1 be the thermal resistance due to conduction, and again there is a the temperature here is T2, again there is convection here, convection, and the temperature here is TA, ambient temperature. Okay, T is the ambient temperature. This is H naught. This is not the resistance, it is only heat transfer coefficient H naught. I can call it as resistance like this. I can call this one R1, R2 and R3. Okay, R1 is the resistance for the heat transfer from the gases to this surface, inside surface. Okay, R2 is the resistance for the heat transfer to flow inside the plane wall. R3 is the resistance for the heat transfer to flow from outside surface to ambient. Okay, here how to calculate R1? R1 you how to calculate R1 is equal to 1 divided, it is the, as I have told previously, Newton law, just now we have discussed, it is 1 divided by HI into A. R1 is equal to, R2 is equal to, it is a conduction heat transfer thermal resistance, thermal resistance to the conduction, therefore R2 is equal to L, if L is the length of the block, L is the length, L divided by Ka, L divided by Ka. K is the thermal conductivity of the material, A is the area normal to the heat transfer. Okay, and R3 will be equal to, again there is convection heat transfer from the outside surface to the ambient, therefore it will be 1 divided by H naught into A, that is R3. Okay, R3 equal to 1 divided by H naught into A. Okay, then heat transfer is given by delta T. Delta T is nothing but TH minus TA divided by thermal resistance in between TH and TA. Okay, in between TH and TA, R1 plus R2 plus R3, R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay. Suppose if you take only, if you want to calculate what is heat transfer between T1 to T2, Q is equal to, if you write T1 minus T2, okay, if you take only these two temperatures, then you have to take thermal resistance between those two temperatures. Thermal resistance between the temperature T1 and T2 is only R2. Therefore, you can write it as R2. Like this you can write. Okay. This Q and Q will be same. Like if there are series of resistance, current will be same, no? If there are series of resistance, you may have studied. Okay. If there are series of resistance, if I will remain same. In the similar way, heat current will also remain same. Heat current will also remain same. Okay. This is the one concept which you should know. Suppose if there are several blocks, if there are 2-3 blocks are there, okay, how the heat transfer takes place. Okay, if there are 3 blocks, if I call this is one block, okay, this is the second block and third block. There are 3 blocks. Okay. If there is a ambient temperature inside is TH, whatever the surface or inside temperature, and ambient temperature TA. If there is a furnace wall made up of 3 layers, okay, then like this, if L1 is the length of this block of first layer, L2 is the length of the second layer, L3 is the length of the third layer. L3 is the length of the third layer. Okay. Then what we can write is, if temperature here is T1, okay, if the temperature here is T2, sometimes what happens, the temperature when there are 2 layers, when there are 2 surfaces which join together, this is surface of one material, this is surface of another material. They are joined together. They will not be joined perfectly. There will be some air gaps or voids will be there. Okay, if you take the contact of 2 surfaces at a microscopic level, okay, this is one surface, this is another surface. If you make contact of 2 surfaces, there will be some gaps will be there. Okay, due to that air gap, there will be again resistance for the heat to flow. Okay, that also sometimes will be considered, that is called as thermal contact resistance. Thermal contact resistance. Okay, here let us not consider that, further we will discuss that thermal contact resistance. Now we will discuss only overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay, overall heat transfer coefficient. This is T3, suppose the temperature here is T3 and the temperature is T4. Okay, these are the 4 temperature. Okay, now if you want to write Q, how will you write? Q is equal to TH, its electrical analog I will write here. If HI is the internal heat transfer coefficient, H0 is the outside heat transfer coefficient. HI is the heat transfer coefficient inside, H0 is the heat transfer coefficient outside. Okay, its electrical analog if I write, okay, this is TH, this one will be T1, okay, and again there is a change in temperature from T1 to T2, and again T3, okay, further T4, and there is drop in temperature T. Okay, let this be R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5. Okay, here there is convection, there is a heat transfer coefficient R1, T1 minus TH minus TA is equal to, that is TH, like a voltage difference, or here the driving, for the heat to transfer, the driving potential will be temperature. Okay, TH minus TA is divided by sum of the all thermal resistance between them. therefore th minus ta is equal to divided by r1 plus r2 plus r3 plus r4 plus r5. Okay, th minus ta divided by sum of the all thermal resistance. Okay, how to find out r1? R1 is equal to, R1 is whether conduction or convection. You have to think. It is a convection. It is a convection because there is gas inside. Hot gases are there. From that hot gases, heat transfer takes place to the surface. Therefore, it is a convection. Therefore, R1 is equal to 1 divided by HI into A. If HI is the internal thermal heat transfer coefficient. Okay, 1 divided by HI into A. R2 equal to it is a conduction heat transfer coefficient from T1 to T2. Therefore, it is L1 divided by K1 A1. K1A. If I am assuming that area remains constant. Area normal to the heat transfer remains constant. It is a one dimensional heat transfer flow. Okay. Let K1 be the thermal conductivity here, K2 be the thermal conductivity of the second material, K3 be the thermal conductivity of the third material. Okay. Therefore, R3 will be equal to, R3 is again a conduction between T2 to T3. Therefore, it is L2 divided by K2 into A. Okay. R4 is equal to L4 divided by K3 into A. Okay. R5 is equal to 1 divided by H0 into A. Okay. These are the 5 thermal resistance. Okay. If I take contact thermal resistance also, then also they will come into picture. Okay. What we will do here? Here this summation of all these R's. Okay. This will take summation of all these R's as this summation of all these R's, will take it as overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay, we'll take for our convenience we write a term called overall heat transfer coefficient U. We write U. What is that U? We'll discuss now. U is overall heat transfer coefficient. It is overall heat transfer coefficient. It is written like this: UA is equal to 1 divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 plus R5. Okay. This is one typical example we have taken. Whatever the maybe the resistance, we can take them. Okay, that is here U is overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay. Overall, what is heat transfer? Overall heat transfer coefficient. What does it represents? Okay. Here, therefore, U is equal to what? 1 divided by all this. No. Therefore, instead of writing, what I can write? Q is equal to UA into delta T. UA and this TH minus TA divided by all these is there. Okay. Therefore, but 1 by summation of R is nothing but UA. Therefore, I can write Q is equal to UA into delta T. Okay. Suppose if U is higher, what is U? U is nothing but summation of 1 divided by R. Summation of 1 by R. Summation of 1 by R can be given as U. Okay. There is a depth here because for a plain wall we can take area common, but if it is a hollow cylinder, if it is a sphere, then this area will be having some meaning. We will discuss that one. But U at basics we can write u is equal to 1 divided by summation of r, 1 divided by summation of r. Okay, therefore we can write q is equal to ಈ 1 by summation of r ಅಂದ್ರೆ ua ಆಗ್ತದೆ. therefore what I can write u is equal to, what does it represents? Okay, u ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, u if it is more, what does it represents? Heat transfer is more. If u is more, heat transfer is more. Therefore overall heat transfer coefficient represents the intensity of heat transfer when heat is transferring from one fluid to another fluid through a wall separating them. Okay, u represents the intensity of heat transfer. If u is larger, heat transfer is larger. Okay, I will rub this one here. u represents overall heat transfer ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕ್ರಿ, q is equal to uA delta t. u is equal to 1 divided by summation of r. We can write in general, but not for all cases. It will not be true because it will be you will get further why it is not true. Further you will come to know. Here overall heat transfer coefficient, overall heat transfer coefficient represents the intensity of heat transfer. Overall heat transfer represents the intensity of heat transfer. Okay, if overall heat transfer coefficient is higher, heat transfer will be higher. If overall heat transfer coefficient is lower, heat transfer will be lower. Okay, that is the case here. Okay, now we will solve one. It is numerically it is equal to the heat quantity passing through this overall heat transfer coefficient. If you calculate numerically, it is heat transfer coefficient passing through, it is heat transfer passing through unit area of wall in unit time with unit temperature difference. Okay, that is overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay.